Good evening, everybody. Welcome to What He Said with Kevin Walker. Of course, I am Kevin Walker, your host for 2 years now. I'm 2 years enrolling, man. I got my man Warren J on here with me tonight. Warren Jones, the phone man.
That's
Look,
right.
very simply put, these last few days, and I want to say to everybody, man, thank y'all for all the text messages, all the comments via social media. I had over 300 people on social media reach out to me to let me know they've been praying for me, and man, look, I appreciate that. I promise I'm good. Warren, in 2018, August 12th of 2018 is when my daughter was murdered, and then last year on August 16th, which is today, a year ago, my mom passed on this day. And I thought about not doing the show today, but man, this has really been sort of a breath of fresh air for me to do this, to be able to talk about that, talk about loved ones, losing people, and just being able to help somebody with what we do. And so many people have reached out saying, man, bro, I really appreciate what you're doing. It's been a breath of fresh air for me. And that's what's kind of honestly inspired me to sort of keep going with this, to sort of keep pushing, even when I don't feel like doing it. Again, thank y'all very much for all y'all support, people who have came out and support the live show. I'm not doing a live show for the month of August. I'll be going on a cruise the next day and got to get myself together. But the last week in February, I am going to do the live show again last week in February. Got some interesting topics tonight. My man Warren gonna chop it up with me on these topics. We're gonna talk some NFL, guys. NFL is around the corner, and so we're gonna discuss. We're gonna discuss some NFL, NFC and AFC, of course. But we're gonna talk relationships. This man here, if I don't know nothing else about Warren Jones, this man love his wife. I ain't never seen a man who loved their wife as much as Warren Jones loved his wife. And he gonna remind you of that at all times. He's tried so hard to even get me to get married again, which ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. There we are. Hold on, Warren. I lost my sound on you, brother. Can you hear me? Hold on. Can you hear me, Warren? Can you guys hear me? If y'all can hear me, Denise Henry, I see you on there. How you doing? If you can hear me, say yes, y'all can hear me. Somebody type in the comments, yes, you can hear me. Let me know you can hear me. Warren says he can't hear me. So y'all type in the comments. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Hey, Warren, go out and come back. Go out and come back. Let me see. Let me show you. Yes, you can. Okay. Boom. Let me see. Boom. Boom. Remove from stream. All right. So we'll get Warren back in here in a minute. I'll let him come back on and we'll get him. Thanks, Danielle. Thank you, guys. So what we are going to discuss tonight is we're going to talk for NFL. We're going to talk disrespect in relationships. We're going to talk about people being disrespectful in relationships. And sometimes disrespect ain't always verbal, guys. Disrespect sometimes can be actions and things you do in the course of a relationship. Y'all could be out and about and you pull a very disrespectful move. So,
Kev, I think I'm back, brother.
there you go. There you go.
Was that on what happened there?
I don't know. So we're going to talk disrespect. And we're also going to talk about conforming, and that the more I conform as a person, the older I get, I see things different, the less I condone now. You know, I have a lack of tolerance for bullshit the older I get. And we also, if time permits, we'll discuss how do you love a broken person? Is it even possible to love a broken person? So let's do this, Warren. Let's start with the NFL. Since football season is around the corner and everybody loves football, the numbers say Everybody loves football. Last year, the NFL became the highest grossing sport in the world, even over soccer, making $16 billion. $16 billion the NFL made last year.
Yeah.
Warren, what you think about that, bro?
Let me say this. First of all, man, thanks for having me, big dog, man. You know how I feel about you. I appreciate that. With that being said, it's America's sport. That football is something that's all American. You know, if you, it's not about being patriotic, and I ain't saying it like that, but it's what we do this time of year, every year. Those of us that's been raised boys up in it, like both you and I have. When you smell that grass out there, big dog, it's football season, man. It's no fail. It's embedded in us.
Yeah.
That's who we are.
So, Warren, let me ask you this, man. Since we're embarking on another season, I see you got your Houston Texans shirt on. So, man, and I got my Sterling Raiders shirt on, you know, right. Proud alumni. So tell me this, Warren. Give me a record. Give me a record for your rookie DeMeco Ryan, your rookie CJ Stroud. Give me a record for the Houston Texans in 2023.
Oh, man, that's, you know, Kevin, it's some thought that go into that, but it's not that difficult because the thing about it, let me say this first. As a native Houstonian and a Love You Blue baby, a 1975 model to be exact, right? We have loved the game and suffered through a lot of tragedies football-wise, okay? For the first time, man, in a long time since these Texans been here, what they came in 2000, right?
2000 was their first season, yes.
Man, I started off as a huge fan. The way they run their business had almost made me, I used to burn my gear, man. I was done with them. But this year, outside of the Matt Schaub and Arian Foster.
Hey man, hey, Warren. We don't want it. We don't want you to preface your 3-14 take. Just tell us your time.
I'm getting right to that. We have something to be excited about, big dog. This is the first time in a long time. I'm gonna say this. Yeah, now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna stand on this right here. Because we got 17 game season now, right?
Yes, sir. 3-14.
I'm gonna say
2-15.
I'm gonna put them at 8 and 9.
What?
8 wins.
What?
8 wins.
What?
But with 9, okay, it's gonna be 8 wins. You're gonna have 3 or 4 games where they're not gonna be in the game. Okay. And then you're gonna have the final losses. Out of them 9 losses, they're gonna be competitive losses. Watchable football. Kevin, last year we didn't see watchable football, man. I would fall asleep on the games. It wasn't.
They won't win half that many, brother.
Wait a minute now. Hold on now, Kevin.
They won't, Warren. Hey, if they win 4 football games, lunch on me.
Well, get ready to get your card out, man. Where are we going?
Yeah, lunch on me, man. Because, hey, man.
Hey, look, I don't want to go to Fridays. Let's go to Outback.
Look, so if they win 5 or 6 games, brother, they overachieve.
Look, man, I don't have the schedule.
If the Houston Texans go 6-11, Warren, they overachieve, man. Come on, man.
What make you say that, Kevin? You're not optimistic about what part of the game? I know they got a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
I know the defense gonna be much improved now.
It will be.
Over there.
It will be.
Anderson, that's already looking like he's ready to boogie. And so the rest of that linebacking core, pretty much everybody came back. I think the Texans are with that spark on defense alone. You know, if they're able to stop the run, man, I see about 8 wins. Roughly.
Okay, so let me tell you this, because I researched this last year.
Yeah.
The greatest defenses of all time, at best, only average 4.5 points per game for a season. That's including all the pick sixes, all the fumbles that's ran back. So I don't care how great that defense is. The most they can average, unless they are spectacular, unless they are the greatest defense of all time,
Yeah.
the most that defense going to do is 5 or 6 points as greatest of all time.
Well, Kevin, let me say this. I understand what you're saying. And look, I understand that to be true. Okay. But think about this. Although we have a rookie quarterback, if you keep it simple, you take Laramie Thompson, Titus Howard, Kenyon Green out of A&M. If you're able to run the football, you got Dalton Schultz over there from Dallas at the tight end position. If you're able to run the football and CJ Stroud is just serviceable, let him
Warren,
get in. If you can score 21 points a game and play good defense, you got a chance.
Warren, your best receiver is 130 pounds, bro.
Well, who we talking about? We talking about the rookie?
Yeah, Tank that. That's your best receiver. He 130 pounds.
Now they got the other boy.
I don't give a damn who they got.
What about Woods? I thought Woods was our veteran guy. We can't. Okay, I know they're real. They need help in the receiver department, but I like what I've seen out the rookie so far. Last Thursday, he looked pretty good.
Say, man, the offensive line is already banged up. They lost Quisenberry, the starting center, already for the season. He's on IR.
Right.
Titus Howard broke his hand. He's out for maybe the second or third game of the season.
Right.
So he's missing the rest of training camp.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, and when you're missing an edge tackle, you know for a fact, bro, you've been around football a long time.
Yes,
you
sir.
know how important edge players are in the league, both on offense and defense.
Yeah, that's a hard loss, man. I really hated to hear that, and I really hated to see them get banged up on the O-line. That's the worst thing that can happen in camp, in my opinion. But so far, Pierce has appeared to be healthy. We hadn't seen him in action. Maybe we'll see him Saturday. But man, I'm still optimistic. I'm gonna stick to that. I'm gonna stick to them 8 wins. And look, we're gonna alternate that lunch. If I fall short of 8 wins, I owe you lunch.
You're gonna,
I know you can eat.
yeah, you're gonna fall short. Definitely fall short. So, but what I am excited about, I can agree with you on, is the Texans defense. I do think that defense will be much improved. I don't think the numbers will show it. And the reason why I don't think the numbers will show it, because what people don't put into the equation is that your offense is going to be having to maintain drives in order for that defense not to go back on the field and give up more yards. So, the numbers may be ugly, but that defense, I think, will be greatly improved versus where they were a year ago, at least a year ago. And, hey, man, I'm just like you. I'm giddy and excited as hell about DeMeco Ryans being the Texans' new head football coach. I believe they got the right guy at the right time. I really believe they struck gold bringing in DeMeco. I really do believe that. And but I don't think I just don't think with what they've got in the stable right now, I just don't think he has enough offensive talent to get it done. I really don't. And sadly enough, but for me, if I was a guy that was able to make a decision during draft time, there's no way I would have taken CJ Stroud. No way at all, period.
Well, okay. Now, that just raised some controversy with me. But before we open up Pandora's box with that last statement you made, I don't know why you did that, but maybe we'll get to that in a minute. My thing, just to piggyback off of what you were saying, last year's defense, let's think about the eye test, Kevin. A lot of time we get hung up on numbers and percentages and stats. Use your eyes. You can see when guys not flying to the ball. You can see when they're not tackling as a team.
Mm-hmm.
You can see hustle plays and stuff where you're lacking, when you're not wrapping up and using technique. And so that's what we saw last year. I know DeMeco is not going to stand for his defense to not perform at a high level. And so I really, moving forward, I look for the Texans to draft on defense in the upcoming draft picks. But if you would, brother, my big homie, please explain yourself a little further on why you hating on CJ like that, man. What's wrong?
I don't. It's not the player. It's the pick at quarterback. Me, I would have gone strictly defense. I would have gotten the big kid out of Georgia, the big D lineman out of Georgia, to go along with the kid they took out of Bama.
Okay.
Just to shore up my defensive side of the football, to add talent to my club. I just don't think they are in a position right now. I don't think CJ makes them better. I don't see CJ making them a better football team.
Kevin, let me say this to you with all respect, and you know how I feel about you, but brother, I watch football for entertainment purposes. There's nothing entertaining about watching Davis Mills play football. I don't want to see him play. You know, it's like going to a movie and you might like Denzel, but they got Ben Diesel playing his role. I don't want to see it. And that's the bad thing about sports. Remember you mentioned the money, how much revenue they were bringing in?
Mm-hmm.
It's people like me and you as well. But for me, I like the entertainment value. I like to have that. I want something I want to see and experience. Now, if the kid fall flat on his face, I don't think that would happen, but so be it. It was still entertaining on a Sunday evening or afternoon. But to see Davis Mills take the field again, I can't. I'm done.
No, and don't get me wrong, Warren. Don't get me wrong, brother. I'm not saying that they should have played another season with Mills, but there was some options out there via free agency that they could have expounded upon. For me, I'm just saying that this roster had so many holes.
Yeah.
And I love what they did in free agency to get a Denzel Perryman as a middle linebacker from the Chargers, to go and add a couple of nice veteran D linemen to shore it up front. To get the other kid on the back end at free safety, I can't think of his name, that played in D'Amico's system in San Francisco.
Right. I know you're talking
so,
about that.
Man, I think what they did was they made this defense very serviceable. But offensively, come on, man. I mean, receiver-wise, the Texans are trash. The Houston Texans are trash.
You got to start somewhere, Kevin. The thing about it is, brother, is this is the way I feel about it. And the same way you've been around football before me. But the thing, this is the way I see it. If you got you're going to take the chance to develop a young quarterback, now is the time. Because he's going to be able to grow along with that defense, grow along with them receivers, like Tank Dell we were talking about earlier. He'll be able to come up. They need help. Now, I'm not saying it's not complete by any stretch, but I would rather see him go through his growing pains now. And then in 2 or 3 years from now, he'll have the experience. We'll have the receivers. Our defense will be even better. But you got to start somewhere. And I think the Texans really, and Houston as a city, deserve a watchable product, brother.
So somebody just said, Ron Love just said in the comments that it's a rebuild, Kevin. Look, I get that better than anybody, that it's a rebuild, which makes my point that why would you go take a quarterback when you have nothing around him? There is nothing you can do to make CJ Stroud. Come on, man, that offense is garbage.
Don't put Dalton Schultz down as a nothing. Don't put Damian Pierce down as a nothing. Don't forget about Robert Mechie, the kid that had cancer. The receiver is back. Mechie's going to be solid. Then we talk about the little guy, Tank Dell. You can add in pieces slowly. Don't just diminish these guys' talent like that and say we have nothing. And then CJ Stroud he's a number 2 pick in the draft, man. I think that speaks volumes.
And again, I don't have a problem with the talent of CJ Stroud. I'm talking about the talent around CJ Stroud. Because let me tell you something. We already know being a rookie quarterback in the NFL, you're going to struggle.
Yes, I expect him to.
The bad part about CJ Stroud struggling in racist ass Houston, Texas, is they'll be calling for his head by mid-season in this racist ass city that we live in.
Well, one thing, here's the reason why I'm not worried about that. Davis Mills is that bad. He is that bad. If they better keep Case Keenum on the roster because he would be my second string quarterback. We have seen 2 years of Davis Mills back to back. Some of the worst football I've ever witnessed. I'd rather watch high school football, to be honest with you. And so my thing is, you got to give a young man a chance because what you got behind him, I don't imagine you can be racist, you can be right wing, left wing, whatever Baptist or whatever Irish Catholic. You don't want to see him play football, in my opinion. In my opinion.
So,
at least I don't, Kevin. I'm done with the young man. And I don't have nothing against him, but man, the entertainment value in there. I just don't want to see you perform, man. I'm good.
So since we're talking about the maturity of an organization and the Texans are in a rebuild and they're growing,
right.
That brings me to my next topic off of the NFL.
Okay.
Let's talk about the more that we conform as people, the more that we grow as people, like we're talking about allowing this organization to grow, the less that we condone, that we cut out the bullshit in our life, that we don't take the same things or the same comments or the same actions from people anymore that we did in our 20s and 30s. That when you mature as a person, and as a man, that you're just not, it's certain things that you're just not going to condone, and that you don't even want the negativity of negative people in your circle when you grow as a person. I don't.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
You and I both have been married. We've had those conversations.
Right.
I'm happy for you because you found a woman to put in your life who you love, who you trust. And because you love her, because you trust her, you made her your wife. And hey, I give you kudos for that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. That means a lot.
Even though you always try to push me to do dumb shit.
Hey, I don't want to be by myself, man. I was the chairman of the board and the commissioner of the Never Get Married Again Club.
Yeah. I think I'm the dude, but I'll say this, Warren. I've always said, man, like I would love to be married again. I really would, and that's why I know when I seriously date, I'm dating with a purpose. I'm just not out here trying to stick my manhood in every chick I meet, every chick that walk up and say, hey, how you doing? I mean, I want some purpose in a female. I want a female, when people talk about bringing something to the table, I mean, the only thing that you got to bring to my table, you got to bring peace and you got to bring respect. Because without respect, I mean, we both have been in situations where it's gotten ugly.
Yeah.
And the first thing to go normally when the relationship sours is the respect. And I just can't condone dealing with a disrespectful ass female.
You shouldn't, brother. I mean, one thing I learned, Kevin, is I kind of went back, like with my wife, I love her to death. Shout out to Danielle Jones. She down there somewhere checking it out. But I went back to the basics, man. I spent enough time between my previous marriage and my current marriage to have time to hit reset and reboot myself completely. And sometimes, man, like in my situation, initially I wasn't looking for that, but I was so focused on, I had some criteria I was looking for in a woman, and she started checking boxes, man. And along the way, we just started having fun. And when you enjoy a person's company, it's a lot more that goes into saying you enjoy a person's company than just being that simple. That means the respect is there. You love being, the atmosphere is there, the vibe is there. It's a lot of things going to that, and that's what happened. We enjoyed each other's company and just went with the flow. Our motto is go with the flow.
Yeah, and I know I've teased you before. I'm like, this Negro here so in love, he just make me sick. He, you know, he always say, "Old Booski at home doing. I gotta go home and take care of Booski. I got." Hey man, I'll say this, man. That's a great thing. I'll say it again. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
And I've said this about you, and I've said it about Mike, and I say it all the time about both of you guys. Like, I have never heard these brothers at work make any kind of comments about another woman when we out and about working. Now I'm gonna be like, look, boy, over there fine.
Yeah.
I never hear it from you. I never hear it from Mike.
Not anymore.
Man, I've never heard Mike say that. I've never heard you say that.
No.
I've never heard either one of you brothers acknowledge a woman outside of your situation. And for that alone, I respect both of y'all, man, because you appreciate your woman to the fullest. And I would hope that they feel the same type of way about both of you guys, man, because, you know, just for me, personally, you know, both of y'all are great dudes, man, with the respect, because when you're away from her, she don't know what you got going on. But I will say that, man.
One thing about it, I can be honest with you, man. I came from a situation to where I would get off work and not want to go home.
Yeah.
That's my background. And so when you have experienced something like that, you also can recognize when you have something special. And that's what it is, man. I look forward to coming home again and being home and being with my wife, and we have a great relationship. We do pretty much everything together.
That's amazing, bro.
A lot of time together, and we know how to do everything. You know, I tell just like young people will ask me, I say, no, we have little arguments. I'm gonna say little arguments, because when you're around a person all the time and you both type A type of people, it's going to happen, but we know how to do it, Kevin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming into it, I understand that she's hard-headed. She understands that I'm hard-headed, okay? And so we deal with each other, and we don't let it get too far. We don't let it get out of control at any moment in time. And then within 5 minutes, we done swept that shit under the rug and gone on about our business.
Yeah. So let me read Randy Kelly's comment. She's saying, and Randy is a female, by the way, so when I'm saying she, I'm saying it right. Randy's saying, knowing you're blessed with a God-given helpmate cannot be compared. It's refreshing to hear this from a man. There is hope. Because she's single. So she said there is hope.
Randy, there is hope, sweetheart. I'm telling you right now, man. And sometimes, even though you can't see it, when you least expect it, that there is hope. Somebody will come into your life and actually change your life. One thing, Randy, I'll say this. Let me say this to her. My wife gave me the feeling I hadn't felt that feeling since like high school. Remember how you got to high school, big dog? You had that one girl, you walk down the hall and y'all walk in front of everybody and carry on books and all that.
Yeah.
I hadn't felt that energy or that feeling in so long. I didn't know it existed anymore for myself. But that's the feeling I had. That's when I knew it was something special. Right?
You know what? I'm going to say something, but I don't know if I should say it. But I'm going to say it anyway.
Look, I got to work with you tomorrow, so don't say it.
Yeah. So, man, I was in a situation that was so undesirable for me. That was so undesirable that sexually, I thought I was having ED issues because I didn't desire that woman so much. Like, for real. Right. Like, all bullshit aside. I went to the doctor and got my testosterone levels checked, my libido, everything, because I'm like, this woman brings me no desire whatsoever to want to have sex walking around nude around me. But then I learned that when you check out of something mentally, it's hard to be prepared to get up for it physically, because I mentally had checked out of that situation. So physically, my body was reacting to what the mental was saying. You don't want that.
Of course.
You don't want to have nothing to do with that.
It's almost like smelling the funky smell. The mind gonna tell the body, hey man, that ain't no good. It's same thing with your mental game, man, because I was in a situation very similar. I know everything is different, but I had checked out, brother. I had left the building, and then once a person realizes you done checked out, it just adds fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I posted a comment earlier today on social media that said women are quick to jump on the statement that the Bible says he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Ladies that's watching, would y'all agree with that? I see all y'all commenting,
They gotta
but
make
I
sure
want
that
y'all to
they
comment on that.
are. It's two parts to that, Kevin. They gotta know what a good thing is, really know what a good thing is, and make and kind of cross reference that with themselves. Am I a good thing? Well, let me say it like this, big dog. I know I'm a good man. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to. I know what time it is. Same thing with you. You know your value.
Well, here's the reason why I brought that up, Warren. Because people are quick to say the Bible says, the Bible says. Yeah, the Bible does say, but everything in the Bible isn't said by Jesus.
No.
Solomon said that.
Yeah, yeah, man. See,
And
what they don't realize
Solomon
is the Bible has been revised by men.
Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking
So,
about.
so clearly for women to say, yeah, Solomon said, yeah, that's right. The Bible says he who finds a, but that man found 700 wives.
Yeah, yeah.
So that means there's hope for me. I still got 699 more to go, Warren.
Yeah, you got
So
699 left.
all I'm trying to do is live an upstanding biblical life as it relates to the Bible.
Hey, look, man. My wife just brought me another drink up here, so I'm not even gonna comment on that, all that what you talking about. But no, man, one thing about it's men and women, brother. When you serious about moving into, say you meet someone and you serious about that person. I'm talking to men, the brothers and sisters, right? There's I want y'all to have fun like I'm doing, okay? But I want y'all to have some qualifiers that y'all want to, as far as the person you're bringing into your life. And then a lot of time opposites attract. Okay, everything y'all don't have to agree on everything, but you will know right away if their energy balances itself off, and y'all just enjoy each other company. If you don't have that one point to where both parties are enjoying the time, they see a potential in each other. See, as me and Kevin, a lot of times we don't look for potential. I used to go fishing all the time. I wasn't looking for no potential. You know what I was looking for. So at the end of
Yeah.
the day, there's no connection. And so um, when you want to be serious about things and you want something special in your life like that, you got to kind of be on the lookout for it. And it's a little bit of luck to go with it. When that time is right, it will happen.
Man, look. So the running joke amongst my friends and a lot of my peers is I self sabotage.
You do. No, I agree. I agree with that. That is true.
Yeah, so they say I self sabotage the situation, but Warren, here's what I would say. I would say that I'm in a position to where nobody takes care of Kevin but Kevin.
Right. That's a good spot to be in, brother.
And I just don't have to tolerate any BS from anybody. So why should I?
Yeah.
Why should I tolerate the BS that a person brings into my life?
You shouldn't tolerate it, not at your age. And that's what you opened up with, though. Big dog, first thing you said was, why would I put myself through, in so many words, why would I put myself through a negative situation? And so, for myself personally, I'm looking to be in a positive situation, a place of peace, a place where I'm enjoying my life, if that's not available with that particular person, I know right away and it's time to move on. So it's not that you being picky or being selfish. That's a natural requirement.
So let's talk about that. The disrespect sometimes that go on in relationship. Let's attack it first, Warren, from a verbal perspective, because I think what women probably don't understand, and they always say, the first thing they shout out, men too, men. I can't tell you nothing about no man because I ain't never dated one. I can only tell you from the male perspective, what we don't want to do as men is, number one, more than anything else, is ever be disrespected.
Yeah.
If you disrespect me, then forever my feelings have changed.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you apologize. It don't matter what you bring back to the table. Once you disrespect me.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, hey, Kevin, listen, man, it's certain words are very powerful, as we know, right? Now, there's ways to get your point across without being disrespectful. You can bump heads with a person with respect, and make a stance. And it can get kind of loud and a little rowdy. But I think once you start disrespecting a person on either party, that's a no. That's a no-go.
And I think the other thing that sort of goes hand in hand with disrespect is trust. And trust is not about, oh, you were seeing somebody else, or oh, you was texting with this dude. No, trust is you holding your end of the rope when the bills are due, number one.
Oh, yeah.
Trust is you telling me you're going to take care of something and do something, and it never gets done.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that does, a pendulum that does swing both ways. Yeah. We got to be able to trust each other. And if I can't trust you, then
no.
Hey man, if you can't trust a woman, or if the woman can't trust a man, neither one of y'all got yourself nothing.
No, man, that's key. You just said it all on that, Kevin. The trust factor. And one thing, I'm not gonna brag on my wife too much. She already thinks she all that. But the thing is, when I found out how committed she was to upholding her end of the bargain, and what kind of person, because they say a lot about your character, And so I'm a character guy, man. And when she exposed that part of herself to me, that meant everything. I've been in situations to where people, like you say, you can't trust them.
Yeah.
You might have fun with that person, but when business is on the table, they're not trustworthy. They skittish. It's a lot of faulty people out here when it comes to that.
Look, let me, man, I'm trying so hard to hold it together and not say some things that I probably shouldn't say, because I really don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but
it's too late.
Also, on top of trusting, like, you got to know that people compare notes. Yeah. So when you're dating somebody and you become friends with both sides, she become friends with my friends and I become friends with her friends.
Yeah.
People are going to have conversations and call you on your bullshit.
Yeah.
So the things you lie to me about that you don't think I'll ever would find out or know, trust me, somebody in that circle really don't fuck with you like you think.
Yeah.
And they waiting on you to say the wrong thing so they can throw your ass under the bus. And once they get a smaller, see, let me tell you something I know. For a fact. When you deal with certain kind of women and certain kind of people, a few things gonna happen. You got your women who got a smart ass over the top mouth. So when the relationship ain't going the direction that they wanted to go, you either finna be a bitch ass nigga or a hoe ass nigga. And them conversations seem to flow back. Oh, so now I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
So now I'm a bitch.
I'm out on that one though. I'm gone.
So aside from that flowing back, the thing that happens next that I'm also not going to be a part of is everybody wants to run to social media to try to belittle the other person.
Kevin, let me say this much on that right there. Let me interject one. When you're talking about social media, I understand that the mature crowd still uses social media. I have never really been a big social media person, and you know that. And because I never seem to benefit of it like that. I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm speaking for myself on that.
Yeah, yeah.
It comes with so much baggage sometimes. You know, what's the positive point about it? Besides this show right here, what's positive about airing your dirty laundry on social media? It's like, man, there's certain things that belong on this format and certain things that don't. But it's just enough. It's all about a person's character. You know, I mean, when you're a good down to earth person, you know when you're doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so for once I see a woman go there in the first place, that's easy. That's an easy choice. That's a major red flag. Now, if you really care about me, you want to have a conversation, or you want to maybe talk to some people that know me, some friends or family, whatever it is, you feel like they may have a voice that could help that relationship, okay, cool. Use that, but don't go on social media.
Yeah, my thing is too, Warren, about, running the social media is now you've not only defamed me or defaced me, now all my friends and my family who know you, they mad at you too.
Yeah.
So even if I want to squash the beef at that point,
it's messed up. Yeah.
how do I squash it?
Yeah.
How do I squash it when you've gone to social media and you've killed the relationship on social media?
Well, that's like that thing. That's like one of them people. I'm gonna take my ball and go home. I want the last word. I clowned you, and I'm out the door. That's very childish behavior, big dog. I'm not down with that. If that person have that kind of look, brother, I'm 48 years old. It's been a long time ago since I've been a little kid, and so I can't relate to that right there. Now, if you want to do a childish act like that, I'm glad. I would be happy about it. That way, okay, you go your way, I'll go mine.
Let me read some of these comments, Warren. They pour it in.
I bet they are.
Let me scroll back through some of this stuff. So Tracy Gibson is saying, I think most women don't like that we as men will tell you straight to the point instead of beating around the bush. I said that last week on social media that men who communicate, because every man doesn't communicate, I get that. And they don't communicate not because they don't want to. They don't communicate because they don't want to hear what comes with it.
Right, yeah.
Like they don't want all the other negative bullshit that comes with the verbal attack after I've communicated what I've had to say. What my grandbaby's daddy told me, he said, no, Mr. Walker, women do want us to communicate, but they want us to communicate what they want us to communicate, when they want us to communicate, how they want us to communicate it to them. They just don't want our opinion. They want it to have it their way.
Look,
so my man Garrett Hagney said, women expect men to accept those things and they will not ever take any fault. It's Miss Karen Adair said, trust and communication is the key in a relationship. Randy Kelly came back and said,
what's up, Aunt Katie?
Watch how you handle me. Better swing. Who is this? It's Randy again saying, Kevin, a lot of times we already know the truth, but we hope the situation or person will change. Nope, they won't. You cannot change anybody. They have to see it for themselves and have to desire to change. We told to be investing in changing people to conform to our wants. She typed the wrong thing there. Tracy Gibson again says, you show your real character when you run the social media and vent your relationship issues. True. My man Ron Love say, airing your dirty laundry is not good anywhere. Fuck that. Oh, he said funk. He didn't say fuck. He said funk that. Zero accountability. Zero accountability. So is respect, Warren, and hear me out on this one. Is respect something that's given, or is respect something that's earned? How do you see respect? We're talking in a relationship.
This is I'm gonna make it quick, Kevin. You know me. I can go on and on. But the thing about it is, respect starts with the way you carry yourself and the way you present yourself to a person. So I'm not gonna necessarily. It is earned, but when you initially come across a person and you carry yourself with respect, you already kind of command that respect right off the top. You know how you'll say, like, big dog, people know not to play with you, right? So they may not know you, but they ain't gonna pick you and say, okay, let me go over here and play with him, because you command that. It's in your aura. Respect is in your aura. Everybody don't have that strong aura like that. Okay, you and I do, right? And so that's the first part. But secondly, respect is also earned. When you do things that are disrespectful, and people see you have low character actions and do things disrespectful toward other people and toward them, no, they ain't gonna respect you. You don't deserve respect. It's not earned in that case.
So let me ask you this. You and your wife get invited to a party.
Right.
Everybody's there when you get there. You walk in the room. What do you do when you walk in?
Me and my wife are walking in together.
Yes.
When I'm walking in like a boss, big dog, you already know me.
But I mean, when you walk in the room, what are you doing? You speaking? What are you doing when you walk in?
Now, lay down that format again. You say, what kind of room we walking in? Just a party, right?
Yeah, just a party. Y'all walking into a house party. When y'all come in, what's the first thing y'all do?
We're going to speak, whoever house it is.
All right, no, go back. Y'all going to do what?
We're going to walk in together.
And?
Whoever house it is, we're going to speak to those people.
You're going to speak.
Right.
But you're speaking out of respect of being in somebody else's home.
Absolutely.
Who you may not even know.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you're speaking out of respect. So right. I would venture to say respect in most situations is given and not earned. Because think about what people always say. I lost all respect for you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do it out. Not only is it respect, Kevin, but it shows my character at the same time. How would I look walking in someone's house? I don't have the wherewithal or the at least that much sense to go in there and speak to these people. You're in their home. Okay, that's common sense to me, man. It is a show of respect, but that's something that should be understood.
Okay, so here's my point, and I'm glad you went there. Why is it that we can walk into a room of people who we don't know and speak, hello, how everybody doing? Hello, how y'all doing? Everybody doing all right? That's how I normally walk into a room.
Right.
Me, I walk in with respect because my grandparents told me a long time ago, boy, don't you walk your butt in here and not speak. When you enter a room, you speak. So I learned it. I was taught that. It was a learned behavior. The same way racism is. You have to learn to do the right thing.
That's right. Yeah.
So because I learned to do the right thing, how can I not give that same respect to someone that I love and I know on a personal basis when I'm going to give respect to a total stranger? Now, I can lay down in the bed and make kids with this woman, or I can lay down in the bed and had sex with this person. We might not have kids, but we've had sex. And you disrespect me.
Yeah.
But you'll walk into a house full of people you don't know and give them something that you won't even give me.
Well, see, that's where you got your problem at right there, man. It's that's something that both people like. It goes back to if y'all on the same page and y'all both respect one another and y'all see a future with one another. I'm not saying it have to be a marriage or nothing like that. For me, that cordial respect have to be there, brother. I mean, and I do it all. It's easy for me in my situation to come in and pump my wife up and kiss on her and just love on her. That's easy. But that's that same show. Like you say, when you walk into a room and show strangers a certain level of respect, it's the same thing. But I'm actively thinking of that. That's something that stay on the front of my mind that I want to do and show, you know.
So Garrick Hagney says, Kev, we were taught different, and some folks will say he weak for doing so because it's no longer to be adult in adult situations. Yeah, you know what? If as a grown ass man we can't respect each other, then man, honestly, for me, I don't want to be around you.
No, man, yeah. I'm the same
Because
way. No.
I would say honestly, Warren, man, we can agree to disagree without ever falling out. I don't have to believe in anything you've got going in your life. You might say, man, I'm a pescatarian. I don't like people to eat meat. I'm not a meat eater. I believe in this. And man, I'm a Jehovah Witness. Hey man, that is your foundation, not mine. So
Yeah.
I'm never gonna disrespect you because of what you believe.
Right.
But
Yeah.
why so often in relationships when things get ugly, the disrespect show up. The disrespect show up. And look, hey, I'ma just be honest. I had a woman tell me just recently to shut the fuck up. I'm saying, hey, boy, I'ma just put it out there.
Yeah, man.
I'ma just put it out there. So when it originally happened, I didn't even say nothing. I was so taken back. I had to go pee already. I was leaving the room. I was about to pee on myself. So I went and took a piss. And even when I came back, because I wasn't at home and we had other people around, I didn't say nothing because I didn't want to say the wrong thing in the moment. So even that night when we were one-on-one, I still held my peace. I still held my peace, Warren, to the next morning.
That's funny, man.
And then she said to me the next day, oh, I didn't say shut the fuck up. I just said shut up. So you think I'm motherfucking stupid now. So you don't think I remember from last night to this morning what you said. Now here's the key. Now watch this. The next morning, because you knew I was pissed off about what you said, you just got up, got in your car and left. You didn't even say bye. So what was you upset about? Because you told me to shut the fuck up. I didn't tell you to shut the fuck up. What were you mad about?
Hey, man. You know.
And you want me to get married. And you want me to get married. Really want her?
Y'all know what y'all doing to each other. Y'all antagonizing each other. You know how to push them buttons. She know how to push them buttons. And so when it go down like that, man, okay, when somebody feelings get hurt sometimes, they looking for a reaction. And I think maybe she was looking for a reaction. I'm just going to tell her, you know what, shut the fuck up.
But now, I'm going to say this because somebody just said in these comments, accountability. Warren, all she had to do the next morning was say, you know what, I'm sorry. But I guess her pride wouldn't let her say it.
If she had really meant it, Kevin, she would have said it. You know, look, we all say things we don't mean in the heat of a moment. I don't go there to that extreme, but you know,
Warren, bro, it wasn't no heat. It wasn't no argument. It
Oh, so
wasn't an argument.
she came
So it
for
wasn't,
you like that, huh?
it wasn't no heat of the moment.
She just came for your head right off the top, huh?
And I was like flabbergasted. I was like, really?
Damn.
At the same time, mad.
I kind of like this chick, man. That might be the one right there. She ain't scared of you. She like, shut your damn mouth up.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So then she went from telling me she didn't say that, she just said shut up, to now she's saying, no, I said shut the hell up. Well, make up your goddamn mind.
Yeah,
Which one did you say?
No, man. It's a level of realness to that one, though. I
So,
like
so,
that. I like that gangster up in that one.
so Warren, I got a question for you, brother. Before we go,
Yeah.
I got a question. Tracy Gibson say she lying. Run Love say if my wife tell me to, I deserve it. Lisa gonna say you did something. Felicia said, Tracy Gibson, I love this verse in Ephesians 5:33. Each man must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. Okay, I can feel that. So we got
Hey, we
like,
ain't living in a time of Ephesians anymore, though. That's sometimes what people got to remember.
so we got 4 minutes left.
Right.
Give me your top 3 teams in the NFC. NFC.
NFC off the muscle, man. I got to throw my Eagles out there off the top. I think Detroit gonna make the playoffs this year, and San Fran got to be in the mix somewhere. I think Green Bay out of there. I ain't looking for them to do nothing. New Orleans probably out of there. I'm gonna say Detroit. What I said, San Fran and the Eagles. I got my Eagles at the top.
That's funny. I said the Eagles, the 49ers, and I put the Cowboys third.
Okay, I had Detroit ahead of the Cowboys. I had the Cowboys next.
The only reason why the Cowboys made my list because the NFC sucks.
Yes, it does.
It's just not a lot of strong teams in the NFC. So I went Eagles, 49ers, Cowboys, and at my 4 and 5 is Vikings and Saints.
Oh, you put the Saints in front of Detroit, brother? Why?
Yeah, because I believe last year was an anomaly. I'm not gonna buy that hype with Jared Goff. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, but man, Derek Carr got to come out there and prove himself with them Saints too.
Yeah, but I just believe that they're good enough defensively to still win some ball games with him as a quarterback.
Yeah, if Kamara got to stay healthy.
Yeah, well, he's going to be suspended, I think, the first 2 or 3 games because of that bar fight he had in Vegas.
Right, yeah, I heard about that.
So your top 3 teams in the AFC, top 3 in the AFC.
That's a little bit harder, man. I love the Chiefs. I love my Chiefs. But it get interesting for me. I don't know where to really place them, but I'm just going to say the Chargers and the Bengals. One of them 2 teams going to break out this year.
Who you say again?
Either the Chargers or the Bengals.
Yeah, so I had Chiefs, Bengals, and Jets.
Okay. You have the Jets. You looking at that Aaron? I already know who got in trouble down there, baby. The Jets got that Aaron Rodgers factor, but I like Herbert. I like the boy over there in San Diego. And then about them Bengals, Joe Burrow do.
Yeah, then at my 4 and 5, my 4 is the Bills, Buffalo, and then my 5 is the Steelers.
I'm with you with Buffalo. They definitely are very strong 4. They are very strong 4. Pittsburgh got to show me something. I love Mike Tomlin. I'm backing him up. That's a brother, man. I'm with him. He got a history in the game. He should be a Hall of Famer as a head coach at this point. But they got to show us something.
Man, we got 1 minute left in the show. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to close with? Anything you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Man, first of all, I'm gonna just thank you again, big brother Kevin, man, for bringing me on. I want to bring back my podcast, me and my co-podcasters podcast, the That Just Happened show. It was old episodes on YouTube. It's called the That with a D, Just J-U-S Happen Show. Y'all can check out some old episodes, but we're gonna be definitely bringing that back. I'm the phone man, Warren G. Of course, y'all done met me, and we want to definitely bring Kevin in with us, and just try to have both shows happen kind of independently, but be able to also join each other and have fun. Because I really do enjoy doing the podcast, and I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Hey, man, thank you for being here. Let me read this last comment. Felicia said, Tracy Gibson, his word is truth. This is why the country is suffering today, because folks go with the world and popularity and its views. Shaking my head. I don't know what Tracy said to piss Miss Felicia off. But, hey, guys, thank y'all. This has been our hour. This has been What He Said with Kevin Walker. Thank y'all for joining me and Mr. Warren Jones this evening, the telephone man. He'll definitely be back on with us real soon. There will not be a live podcast this month. We will not do another live show until the end of September. We expect to see all y'all out, come out, have a drink with us, talk with us, eat you some wings. That drink can be water or that drink can be a daiquiri. Just come have a drink. We'll have the drink of your choice. Again, I'm Kevin Walker for What He Said with Kevin Walker on behalf of my man Warren Jones. Peace.
Thank y'all.